Welcome back to Houston Life. You know what? Heading back to school can be exciting for sure, but for a lot of families it can also cause some anxiety. And our very own KPRC TV reporter Haley Hernandez is here to chat about something amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited because, of course, like, see you at work, see you on Instagram, saw the launch, but you have done something that's really empowering for a lot of families. You have a brand new children's book, School Makes You Super.
Yes, and thank you for your support. I know you've been so excited for me, and this has been like a year-long project. I've been excited to get it released. I hope it's right in time for, you know, if kids are going back from winter break, but all the way through to the new school year. If a kid's going to school for the very first time, I think this is really going to help. It's
so wild because, I mean, we all go to school and it's just like a part of life. I didn't love school, but you really didn't have a choice.
Right.
And you don't think, like, it really is a stressful, it's a big, not only like just going to a strange place, it's a whole life change. And it's stressful for parents, everything. So let's talk about, for you, you're a mum, this was something that really meant a lot to you personally.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're right. I mean, what I learned as a parent now is that the majority of kids have a lot of anxiety about going to school, and they don't really have the vocabulary to express that, especially when they're this young. Like, my book's for like 3 to 7 year olds. So they're pretty little and they might not understand or they might act out. But what I learned was they're just unsure of what's going to happen. And there's so many books out there that tell kids what to expect when they go to school, right? Like, you're going to meet new friends, you're going to eat lunch, you're going to ride home on a bus. But there weren't any books that actually told them why it's important to learn all of these basics and where that could take them one day in life.
I love that, because that's the thing. It's hard when you're a kid. I know I was always like, what am I going to use this for?
And our parents are just like, you got to go because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And now I felt like I had the language to actually write down and express to kids why they had to go and hopefully inspire them to want to go to school.
Was there anything surprising that you thought, yeah, this is a good reason why you, like, something aside from, oh, you got to learn how to count and spell and all of that sort of stuff? Was there something that...
I mean, that was my son. Like, yeah, when he was going even into preschool, he had questions about, well, why do I have to go? You know, I mean, and that, I was like, because I said so, you know, I mean, it's really difficult, but he loves to play with Legos and Magnetiles. So I equate that in the book to maybe one day you build a building, right? And there's other things like that. I mean, when you think about in their lifetime, 20, 30, 40 years from now, I even say you might even be needed on Mars, because we don't know where the future is going, but it's important that you go to school and you learn to read, and we have these basics so that we can build from there.
That is so true, because there are just those basic building blocks to life that you learn when you're
at a very young age, and we don't realize why that's important, or we don't express it to kids in terms that they can understand often enough.
Yeah, and then take on top of that, like, let's talk about the anxiety of going to school, because it's a big percentage, like 64% of kids in the United States. I mean, that's more than half of the kids that are showing up at school are facing that hurdle of getting over the anxiety of walking into the classroom for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're becoming a lot more aware that young kids have anxiety. And I mean, like, the numbers are pretty large, but I think that we're just diagnosing it more. And then this age group are the COVID babies. So they were isolated at a very young age. And what I found with all of the peers, you know, that my sons have is that they have a lot of, like, stranger danger. You know, that did something to them when their first 6 months of life, their daycares shut down. Right. And so this kind of like, it equates teachers to these, like, magical superheroes that can teach you to identify your superpower. You know, I mean, because we tell them, you know, don't talk to strangers, but then here's your new teacher, go off to school, you know. And so I had to, like, find a way to put this in playful language to kind of motivate them to want to listen to their teachers and do what they say.
That's, you know, it's amazing writing a whole book, like having an idea first and thinking, I need something to help encourage my kids go to school.
Yeah, thank you.
And then to actually get to the writing stage and get it finished. How is that journey?
You know, it's been a journey. It's been like a year-long process. You're looking at the beautiful illustrations by Tammy Lyon, and this was the part that took the longest, because I didn't really realize how involved the author was in the illustration process. We went page by page, and I, in very great detail, told them what my vision was, because, you know, even as a TV reporter, I go out and shoot a story and I write to the visuals. And so I had the story kind of illustrated in my head already, and I had to explain to her, okay, this is a firefighter on this page, and this is a mountain climber on this page, and we went through and in detail, like, okay, this one's a girl, this one's a boy, and they're different races and genders and whatnot. And so this has been a passion project for a while now, and it's amazing to see it come to life.
Oh my gosh. Now I know you've like covered everybody and make sure that everybody who reads it can probably find themselves in the book, but did you sneak your kiddos in?
Yeah, can I show you?
Yes.
This is so cute. So this is kind of modeled to be after my son, this character right here. And then there's really cute additions that I put in here, like in this bedroom. This was kind of like modeled after my boy's bedroom. That's why you're going to see Spider-Man on the floor and Magna-Tiles on the floor, because we're messy at home. And this is real life. This is what it looks like. And then the little girl that you saw, even, the little girl that was climbing a mountain one day. Well, my niece is a gymnast, and so I specifically wanted, that to be a little blonde girl, because that's what she is. But I just found ways to include my kids here, and they like to say this is them with their neighbor. Right here, our little neighbor girl Emma. That's my two boys in there. Yeah,
I love that. That's so beautiful. It's something for everyone, but then super specific if you're friends. And
little secret details, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the book is available now. It's doing really well on Amazon, and anybody can.
Yeah. So I ranked in the top 10 for 3 categories on Amazon already in children's books. So we are thrilled that this is doing so well. If you'd like to come see me at this book signing, I know I'm having a book signing on February 5th. It's going to be at Ethos Behavioral Health. They're a play therapy location, so bring your kiddos. They get to explore the play therapy space. It'll be wonderful, 4 to 6 p.m. I'm going to do a special reading at about the half-hour mark at both 4 and 5.
Oh my gosh, that is such a treat. That's going to be so awesome. I mean, fantastic. Haley Hernandez, thank you so much for joining us on Houston Life. Congratulations. It's such an amazing achievement and something that's really going to help people out. If this book is something that I mean, I already know some people that I'm going to send it to, so I'm excited. But if you would like a copy, then just jump online to houstonlife.tv, click on the Scene on Houston Life section. We'll put a link up so you can get a few copies of Haley's book.
Yay.
And you know what, if you're in Houston, just swing by KPRC, drop it off at our security, and you'll sign it.
Yes, of course.
I'm just putting that in.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Yeah.